Mimi nimekuwa mmoja kati ya ambao washawahi kuwekwa ndani kwa sababu ya maandamano. Chenye mimi najiuliza Speaker ni kwamba maandamano ya kila wakati yanapokuja kuna wizi, kuna ubakaji, kuna maisha tunapoteza. Tukiwa wabunge wenye tengeneza sheria, tutakaa tuangalie hii hali paka lini? Mbona hatusikii maandamano Rwanda? Mbona hatusikii maandamano Tanzania? Mbona hatusikii maandamano kwa majirani? Wakati tukiandamana, hakuna faida tumeweza kuipata isipokuwa ni hasara zaidi ya hasara. Nataka kizazi ambacho kinakuja kitukumbuke ya kwamba bunge hili lilisimama kidete na likakuja na suluhisho ya kusitisha kutafuta mbinu mbadala za kuweza kuwasilisha.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I really sympathize with those ones who lost their properties and lives under the hands of a bloodthirsty personality, a vampire of our generation, the man who cares less, the man who feels nothing. Mr. Speaker, we as members of Parliament have come across the wrath of this man. I had started with the wrath of this man on Sunday. He came to my constituency sorting everybody, and he brought this to Nairobi. It is a shame. It's a shame to the organizers. It's a shame to those people who came and encouraged our people to rape our women. It is so bad. It's a shame.
Member for Isiolo. Is it North or Bedu?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, to give me the opportunity for me to contribute. In itself, we all condemn what happened yesterday. Goons cannot rule a country. Goons will only destroy a country. So whatever happened, if anybody has any issues, we don't condone goonism. And goons are in every form. Even in my county, there was a goon which was going on, up to the point of county assembly could not sit because goons were employed by the governor and he was stopping the members of the county assembly from sitting. So we should condemn goons in all forms so that we get safe in Kenya. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Speaker, sorry.
Tongoyo, Chairman, Security, I'll give you 2 minutes by virtue of yours.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I want to join the rest of us who have spoken to condemn what happened yesterday, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, I should also want to really pass my condolences to the families who lost their loved one in yesterday's demonstration, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, from the very start, Honorable Speaker, what happened yesterday was not, Honorable Speaker, demonstration. They are riots. Honorable Speaker, as much as Article 37 talk clearly about the right of Kenyans to demonstrate, to picket, to assemble, it outlined the condition under which it has to take place. It says that it has to be peaceful, it has to be, the demonstration has to be unarmed. And Honorable Speaker, what we saw is totally the opposite. The people who participated in the demonstration or in the riot, Honorable Speaker, they are armed. And the intention was very clear, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, what is so surprising, Honorable Speaker, is actually when, Honorable Speaker, you take keen look to what actually these people, the places they ban, the police station, the Ngao offices, the supermarket, you keep wondering what the intention was, Honorable Speaker. In fact, Honorable Speaker, I'm sorry to say, in one instance, I think it was in Kikuyu, these people raided the police station and they ran away with ammunition box full of bullets, right? You keep wondering, Honorable Speaker, what were they up to? You just conclude, Honorable Speaker, these are the people who are outrightly out for a coup, a civilian coup, to overturn a legitimately elected government.
Edith Nyenze, did you give him 2 minutes?
Thank you.
Thank you. Done your 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity.
Edith, just hold.
Yes.
Wind up what you're saying.
Honorable Speaker, as I finish, Honorable Speaker, I won't really recommend the work done by our police officers. The very patriotic, dedicated officers who actually went beyond the call of duty to protect this country. Honorable Speaker, it's a moment we should be able to have a candid conversation to really, Honorable Speaker, come to our senses and able to protect this country, because we don't have any other country to run to. We only have one country, Kenya, and we must safeguard it. And if it means for looking at our security laws, Honorable Speaker, we should actually do the same, Honorable Speaker. I support.
Edith Nyanze.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me take this opportunity to empathize with the families who lost their loved ones, and also people who lost property and livelihoods. Mr. Speaker, let me say that as we condemn and see some people organize the strikes or the riots, let's also recognize that there is a problem in our country. How can our youth be so daring to even want to lose their lives? That means there is a lot of hopelessness. There is a lot of desperation. And this is the thing which we should actually be addressing. How can we help our Gen Zs? How can we help the young people? We should not continue condemning other people who do not have instruments of power. Who has the instrument of power? Because we can't keep on blaming other people who have no power, like we keep on...
Member for Kwanza.
Mr. Speaker, this demonstration I saw yesterday, there was not a demonstration. There was an anarchy, and I want us as a parliament, Mr. Speaker, if you could listen to me, I think let's have a solution. Because as it is, we are just talking. I want us to at least sit as a house to be able to demonstrate to the Kenyans that this is what we are going to do in the case. Because there are even people who are actually leaders in this country who are involved. That we saw. So I would suggest, Mr. Speaker, that this House can form a team to be able to look at this and see how far we can go to condemn the whole thing and see what can be able to be done.
Wakili Mureo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. I want also to empathize and give my condolences to the members of the community who lost their lives, even the community who lost their properties. Mr. Speaker, as we talk about the riots and looting yesterday, there is one thing we are not focusing on. Why is the country angry? Why is the country angry? The country is angry because the youth do not have a job. The country is angry because there's overtaxation. The country is angry because the government has refused to listen to them. Yesterday it was Raila. Today you are saying it's Gachagua. What I want to tell you is this. Unless we address the core issues affecting this country, mismanagement of the economy,
Nyakundi. Give Nyakundi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for also giving me this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, what we witnessed yesterday was pure anarchy. What we witnessed yesterday was looting, terrorism, someone who wanted to take this country to the goose. And as this House, we cannot accept, and the people of Kenya, to be taken to the goose by someone who was fired or who was impeached because of his bad manners. As a country, we sympathize with those who lost their loved ones. We sympathize for everyone who lost his property yesterday. But as this House, we must sit down and look on the solution towards the problem that we have as a country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Odanga Makoha.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I condole with the families that lost their loved ones, and also I pray for those who are sick, those who are maimed and injured to recover quickly. Honorable Speaker, we need a conversation. The young people who have spoken, they are speaking repeatedly. We need to listen to them. A conversation is very critical, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable.
Zaire. Can somebody look for Junet? It's time we...
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'd like to express my condolence to the family of the ones who passed away. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support this motion and totally condemn the acts of lawlessness, destruction, and vandalism that we witnessed yesterday in this republic. Let it be clear, this country upholds the right to peaceful assembly, but what we witnessed was not a generic demonstration, Mr. Speaker. It was a coordinated assault on the very foundation of our republic, a coup attempt and more of a terrorist attack to this government by the Lord of Impunity, Rigathi Gachagua. Honorable Speaker, it is not enough to condemn. I request through you.
Mama Nairobi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as I pass condolences to all the families that have lost their loved ones and wish quick recovery for the ones that are in hospital, I would like to talk about the Law Society and the action that they need to focus on. Penal Code 137 says that any person who improperly and indecently interferes with or offers any indignity to a dead human body. And then there is also the Computer Misuse and Cyber Crimes Act, unauthorized publication of intimate and offensive images, even if true. Honorable Speaker, we're seeing a tendency of videos of the dead being taken and shared online, not caring about whether the parents of that dead person know or whether the parents of that dead person or the family members would want to see the bodies of their dead being displayed on social media. I feel that this is a breach of the law and we should respect the dead, and we should, even if we take the videos, we should share them directly with the family, but not online to get...
Lel Mengit.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My heart goes to those families who lost their loved ones. And also, Honorable Speaker, I would like to condemn what happened yesterday. Honorable Speaker, those are not Gen Zs, and we are using this term Gen Zs wrongly. Those who are organized political or criminal gangs, Honorable Speaker. These are bitter people, these are vengeful people, these are desperate people who see death and blood as Christmas celebrations. Honorable Speaker, this has to be out in public, Honorable Speaker, that these are people who are bitter and who are angry for power, Honorable Speaker, who are organizing these demonstrations and destroying property and lives of people, Honorable Speaker. I want to urge and also condemn the police out there that you exercise powers according to the constitution of this country, and I want to condemn you for the restraint that you had yesterday, and I pray that...
Condemn or comment? Yes, Kajwang TJ.
Mr. Speaker, you need a state to enjoy your rights. Listen, everybody. You need a unified state to enjoy those rights. You need a stable country to enjoy those rights. Those rights you cannot enjoy if we are in a turmoil in a military state. The way we are going into Kenya, we are going into a military state. We are. Those people who cannot face the ballot and cannot get power through the ballot are taking us straight to the military, military dictatorship. And I can tell you, the shortest period of time a country has got out of military dictatorship is 15 years, 20 years actually. In fact, you will need the whole generation to wipe out the whole generation.
Give him a minute.
Just to finish a sentence, you will take a whole generation to come back to a democracy. So don't joke. Don't joke with this thing. If you want power, talk to your people from Mount Kenya and come to the ballot and take that power. But you cannot take us to a military dictatorship. Even when I, from Ruaraka, would go to the streets every day, I go there in a void, in a military state. Mr. Speaker, a country where we are ruled by the rule of law. I am ashamed. Two chief justices. In fact, I think I'm a better chief justice than some of those. Huh?
Kahangara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. Let me also pass my condolences to the families of those people who lost their lives last year and this year. And Mr. Speaker, let me say that Kenya is a democracy, a country that holds elections every 5 years, meaning that people have an opportunity to put in the government that they would want in place, and will not allow a government where people want to come through the back door. Mr. Speaker, let me speak for the police. Our police have really shown restraint. And as a country, if we want to move forward, how do you expect our police officers to be able to protect property when people are coming when they are armed and police are not able to take action? Mr. Speaker, I think this is an opportunity for us as a House where we should be able to sit, and if it means changing our laws so that we can be able to protect the people who are supposed to be protecting us as the police, we ensure that they are able to arrest, they are able to stop what was happening yesterday. Otherwise, when we...
Thank you, Kahangara. Mover to reply. We gave 1.5 hours. We have exceeded by 5 minutes.
Oh? Are you allowed to donate?
You have 5 minutes to reply.
No,
you can donate.
10, Mr. Speaker, I have 10.
You have 10 minutes.
Yes.
You can donate.
1 minute to Gogo.
Order.
1 minute to Gogo. And 1 minute to Bararot.
2 minutes.
And 1 minute to Al-Kalau. That is all, Mr. Speaker. Only 3 minutes.
Okay. Kogo. Lillian.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I don't know whether to thank you or to thank my majority leader, because I raised my hand throughout and you simply refused to see me.
Just thank the Speaker because I can
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My question is, as I condole with the people who lost their families, as I condole with the mothers who lost their loved ones, as I condole and empathize with the people and the women and the young people who lost their businesses, were these people going to State House or were they going to State House girls? And what interest did they have in State House girls? And finally, Honorable Speaker, I want to say, they went burning police stations. They should take, it has been said that Gachagua should be arrested. He should be arrested, be put up in a police station, and I will personally go and put that police station in flames so that it is destroyed forever. Then after that...
Thank you,
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to extend my message of condolences to the families who lost their dear ones. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I want to condemn the anarchy we saw yesterday in our streets. Mr. Speaker, my message is that these people, the sponsors who led actually in the demonstrations yesterday, Gen Zs have been saying that they are leaderless, but we saw leaders yesterday, former leaders, joining the demonstration. They should be punished, Mr. Speaker. Another thing, Mr. Speaker, is that the NCIC, what is their role currently in the country? We've seen a lot of and witnessed a lot of hate speech, but NCIC are quiet. They are supposed to come out and protect. Another thing, Mr. Speaker, is the IPOA. Criminals should not use IPOA as a way.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to send a message of condolence to the people who lost their loved ones, and in a special way, Mama Brian Dongo from Olkalau. Honorable Speaker, having said that, this House must look at what happened yesterday like a timing bomb. There is clear disconnect between the Gen Z and the country leadership. And this House knows we cannot pretend that we don't know. We know the issues of unemployment, the issues of abduction, the issues of continued killing of their colleagues, and that is why the Gen Z came. And the Gen Z are normally very peaceful until they are brutally provoked by government-sponsored goons. Sakaja plan failed. Yesterday, Gen Z finished their demos at 4, and the goons that were organized came on the street to loot. And we cannot call the Gen Z the looters. We cannot call them the goons. They are goons who are sponsored by...
Yes, yes, Masara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Migori has been the headquarter of demonstration. I thank the people of Migori because yesterday Migori was very quiet. Mr. Speaker, we have only one country. And those who are thinking they can ban this country, where will they be after the country is banned? I want to request each and every citizen that it is high time we sit down and agree that if it is power, power was there the other day. Power has left them less than 2 years, and they have started banning their own property. Mr. Speaker, I can say that moving forward, we are not going to blame Gen Zs. We'll talk to our young people and tell them, some of us, like me and Jeanette here, we're a product of civil society. From councillor to mayor to now MP and going to be the next governor of Migori. Young people, let you not be misused, let you not be go astray. You have a future. This country belongs to you after we have...
Okay, Jeanette now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first and foremost, I want to thank the members of this House for taking their time to contribute to this important motion, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in accordance with the Constitution, it is only this House that can address matters of concern to the people, Mr. Speaker. And what happened yesterday must be a matter of concern to the people of Kenya, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I've listened keenly to the contribution of every single member, and every member has reiterated that this country cannot slide to anarchy. We must have a country that we are all proud of, Mr. Speaker. We must have a country that serves us all equally, irrespective of our religion, our race, our community, our tribe, our color, please, and all kinds of things. Mr. Speaker, but one thing I've noted, Mr. Speaker, from the contribution of my members is that they have confirmed all and sundry here that yesterday's demonstrations were not Gen Z demonstrations. They were political demonstrations organized by politicians who are power hungry, who are impeached, and who want to come back to power through the back door, Mr. Speaker, and take this country to the dogs. I want to speak to the young people of our country, Mr. Speaker, wherever they are, may they be in my constituency or in other constituencies, that your good intentions of rectifying what is happening in this country, of speaking to the powers that be, has been hijacked and overtaken by selfish, inward-looking, self-interested politicians, Mr. Speaker, who are power-hungry, led by one man called Rigathi Gachagua. Mr. Speaker, a member here said that Sakaja brought goons. Was Sakaja in Olkalau? Was Sakaja in Kikuyu? Was Sakaja in Nyeri? Was Sakaja in Kiambu? Was Sakaja in Muranga? Was Sakaja in Madira? Was Mei in Kieni? Sakaja was in Nairobi. But the distractions and looting that happened in Mount Kenya, Mr. Speaker, is what we describe today as ethnic mobilization. Someone has decided to mobilize his ethnicity, thinking that he can invade State House and take power through a coup. Power can only be gotten through the ballot, Mr. Speaker. You have to go and campaign, talk to the people, sell your policies, tell people what your manifesto is, and they will elect you, and then you can rule the country, Mr. Speaker. Any other shortcut to power, nobody will entertain it. No country, no country will allow that, and no citizen will allow that. Mr. Speaker, our country is a very beautiful country. The constitution that we enjoy in this country, Mr. Speaker, very little countries have, including developed countries in Western world, Mr. Speaker. The kind of constitution we have, the Bill of Rights, the kind of constitution we enjoy, no African country enjoys, Mr. Speaker. But there are people who are hell-bent to mutilate and discard that constitution, Mr. Speaker, for their own selfish. One of the things I've heard this afternoon, Mr. Speaker, that has shocked me, really, really, and sent shivers in my spine, Mr. Speaker, is when the leader of majority stood in his place in the House, Mr. Speaker, and said that their home was invaded for the sole purposes of killing his father, who is 105 years, and his mother, who is 85 years, Mr. Speaker, what have the parents of the majority leader got to do with the politics of this country? A man who has done everything he could do in this world. Mr. Speaker, he has even informed me privately here that one man had to be shot so that the thugs can run away, Mr. Speaker. And they have confirmed, I can say this on the floor of this house, that those thugs were organized and supervised by one man called Rigathi Gachagua, Mr. Speaker. What kind of inhumanity can that be, Mr. Speaker, that you want to attack the parents of a politician because you don't like that politician? You want to kill the parents of that politician. If that man can now think of killing the parents of the majority leader, Mr. Speaker, what do you think that man is going to do in 2027, Mr. Speaker? No wonder he said that 2027 will be a Christmas party. I mean 2007 will be a Christmas party, Mr. Speaker. The member of parliament from Odaya has just told me now, Mr. Speaker, that he has lost one of his constituents yesterday. You know, he has lost a constituent. The member for Odaya, Mr. Speaker, here. A very close campaigner of his, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, why are we allowing this anarchy to perpetuate in this country? And now they are using the name of Gen Zs to cause anarchy, to cause mayhem, to maim women, to kill people, and to... Mr. Speaker, I asked when I was moving the motion, if you want to demonstrate nationally, you can demonstrate in every part of the country where you are. You don't have to transport people from Kiambu, from Ranga, from Nyeri, from Laikipia, and bring them to Nairobi so that you demonstrate. What happens if the member for parliament for Narok East, yes, decides to bring his people, the Maasais from Narok to Nairobi, and then Millie Odhiambo decides to bring Sobas from Soba, and then Wanyonyi brings people from Trans Nzoia, and everyone meets here in Nairobi? What kind of country are we going to have? So, Mr. Speaker, these are people, now I see them now walking around in the wards of Kenyatta Hospital today, saying that they are visiting young people that they brought to the streets so that they can be injured, they can be killed for no reason, Mr. Speaker. The young people of this country have good intentions, we know. They want our country to be safe. The young people of our country don't want what Gachagua is planning. They want a safe country, a country that they can be proud of when they get old, Mr. Speaker. And that is what we are going to do. All of us in this house were elected by Gen Zs. We never came here by ourselves. We were voted for by Gen Zs. We were voted for by women, by elderly, by every person. And we know what our constituents want. Mr. Speaker, with those few remarks, I beg to reply.
Member for Lamu, take the nearest seat. Thank you. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 10, which is that appreciating that Article 37 of the Constitution guarantees the right to assemble, demonstrate, and present petitions to public authorities peacefully. Further appreciating that on Wednesday, 25th June 2025, sections of the population participated in public demonstrations and protests in various parts of the country. Deeply disturbed that in exercise of this great constitutional right, there were numerous cases of violence, arson, invasion into both private and public properties, attacks on innocent wananchi and security officials, most of police officers, and further deeply disturbed that demonstrators destroyed and vandalized both public and private properties and infrastructure, including courts, administration offices, shops, business premises, homes and supermarkets in various places in the country, including Nairobi, Kikuyu, and Olkalau, among other places, alarmed by attempts by demonstrators to enter girls' schools, including the State House Girls' School, Nairobi. Now, therefore, this House, 1, condemns in the strongest terms the deliberate destruction of public and private property and infrastructure during demonstrations, including court records. 2, express grave concern over the repeated incidents of violence targeting civilians and public officers, including security personnel. 3, affirms and acknowledges the right of every citizen to demonstrate, protest, and express dissent, while emphasizing the need to protect livelihoods, and property. And 4, calls upon the Inspector General of Police and the Directorate of Criminal Investigations to immediately and expeditiously investigate the acts of lawlessness and bring to justice those found culpable, including current and former politicians who are involved in the planning, mobilization, financing, and incitement of mobs, goons, and criminals. As members of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable members, as we go to the next order, I want to thank you for exhibiting maturity, decorum, and decency in debating a rather emotive issue. The events of yesterday should alarm all of you and all of us Kenyans that we need to speak to each other and make our country safe. This morning, the leadership of this House joined yours truly to meet a delegation from Nigeria, led by the majority leader of their parliament. They have come to Kenya to learn from us on how we engineered our new constitution. They have come to learn from us on how we are nurturing our democracy. What we saw yesterday is an antithesis of democracy. And we want to urge all of us, everybody included in the management of the affairs of the country, more so, we, the political class. It is wrong, it's unlawful, it's unconstitutional, and unacceptable to hide and take advantage of the poverty of our people, to hire them and take them to the streets to suffer untold harm. There was looting and burning of property in Dagoretti up to 8 p.m. last night. Rongai, same thing. Assuming it was demonstrations, demonstrations have a timeline. You start in the morning at 10 and end by 5, 6. I urge you, honorable members, and the legal team that advises the Speaker, you need to think seriously about having a law that governs and protects demonstrations and demonstrators against infiltrations by wrong people hell-bent on doing wrong things. Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
We'll go back to receiving responses to statements. A response to Charles Ngusia. Is Charles Ngusia in the House? Yes. The Chair, Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation, is he in the House? He is not. Ngusia will push your response to Tuesday. Response to Mother Wangari by Finance and Planning. Both Mother and Finance are not here next Tuesday. Labor to Cynthia Muge. Yes, Major Deco, you have a response? Then response to Daniel Nanok from Regional Development. Is the Chair Regional Development here? Lochakapong, are you ready? Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. This is a statement regarding the implementation of Shirika Plan.
Order. Are you addressing the Speaker or the Chair? Which Chair?
Sorry, I say Honorable Chair.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker. Apologies, Honorable Speaker.
Go ahead and respond.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, this is a statement regarding the implementation of Shirika Plan for refugees and host communities submitted to a committee in response to a question that was asked by the member for Turkana West, the Honorable Epuyo Nanok. Now, Honorable Speaker, Kenya has hosted refugees and asylum seekers from the Great Lakes region East and the Horn of Africa for over 3 decades. Now the country remains the 5th largest refugee hosting country in Africa and the 13th largest asylum country in the world. Honorable Speaker, the government of Kenya, in collaboration with partners, has been taking concrete steps to improve the conditions of host communities and refugees. In line with Global Compact on Refugees, GCR 2018, and its comprehensive refugee response framework, Shirika Plan builds on the success of past and ongoing programs. In 2022, Honorable Speaker, the government pronounced its intention to strengthen integration through socio-economic inclusion of host communities through a strategy called Marshall Plan, which was later renamed Shirika Plan. Shirika is a multi-year plan that aims to enhance socio-economic inclusion for host communities in refugees for them to be self-reliant and resilient. The Shirika Plan is in line with the Constitution of Kenya, Refugees Act 2021, Sustainable Development Goals, Vision 2030, and Medium-Term Plan 4, and bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Shirika builds on the success of Kalobeyei Integrated Socio-Economic Development Plan, Phase 1 and 2, and Garissa Integrated Socio-Economic Plan. Shirika Plan was officially launched on 28th of March 2025 by His Excellency the President, William Ruto. The plan is an initiative to turn the country's 2 refugee camps in Dadaab and Kakuma into self-reliant integrated settlements, allowing refugees and host communities to live and work side by side and access donor and government services alike. This comes on the back of commitment made through the 2018 Global Compact for Refugees, which Kenya is party to. Shirika Plan has been lauded as a major step forward in securing durable solutions for Kenya's over 800,000 refugees and asylum seekers. Finding solutions to forced displacement, many of these refugees having lived in Kenya since the 1990s, has become even more pressing in the wake of recent U.S. aid cuts, which threaten the livelihoods of refugees receiving material assistance from donors. Therefore, Shirika Plan will transform how we respond to refugee crisis from a series of annual care and maintenance programs into a sustainable government-led comprehensive refugee response. Honorable Speaker, the objectives of the Shirika Plan, one is to facilitate the transition to government-led development, development-oriented and integrated services. 2, strengthen the capacity of government institutions to serve refugees and host communities. Now 3, enhance resource mobilization in support of integration in the spirit of burden sharing. And 4, promote socio-economic inclusion of host communities and refugees to enhance self-reliance and resilience. Honorable Speaker, pillars of the Shirika Plan. Now the plan has 6 pillars, which include pillar number 1 is systems building and enabling policy frameworks to strengthen national institutions' capacities to ensure equity, equality, and inclusion. Pillar number 2, integrated service delivery, focuses on the equitable access to all services. This includes education, health, adequate housing, wash, electricity, social protection, energy, etc. Pillar number 3, Honorable Speaker, human capital and skills development for community-led market-driven development, including market-based TVET, market development, financial inclusion, and services. Pillar number 4, Honorable Speaker, sustainable natural resource management, including climate change, aimed at sustainable environmental management. Pillar number 5, sustainable economic development, focuses on rural and urban business development, economic infrastructure, technological development, and others. Pillar number 6, durable solutions and complementary pathways. This focuses on voluntary return, resettlement to third countries, socioeconomic inclusion, complementary pathways, advocacy, coordinated assessments, and cross-border initiatives. Now, Honorable Speaker, coming to the questions that were raised by the Honorable Epuya Ranok, the member for Turkana West. Question number 1, report on whether the national government has conducted public participation and sensitization on the Shirika plan, including evidence of the activity and the extent to which it complies with Article 102A. It complies with Article 10(2)A and 232(1)D of the Constitution on involvement of the people in policy making. Now, Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Interior and National Administration through the State Department for Immigration and Citizen Services and the Department of Refugee Services held consultative meetings and public participation forums across major refugee hosting counties, which include Turkana, Garissa, Mombasa, Kilifi, Nairobi, Nakuru, Uasin Gishu, Kiambu, and Kajiado. In line with Article 10(2)A and 232(1)D of the Constitution of Kenya, at inception, consultative meetings were held in 2023 and 2024, which was followed by onboarding of a consultant to best capture the views by the public. In 2025, between January and March, public participation forums were held where participants were taken through the draft Shirika document. Between 23 and 25, a total of 75 public engagements meetings were held. The categories of groups engaged included host communities, refugees, members of parliament, governors, members of county assembly, UN agencies, development partners, donors, international and national government, national non-governmental organizations, counties, departments, and agencies, both levels of governments, private sector, business community, community-based organizations, CBOs, refugee-led organizations, and civil society. Now, the public participation and sensitization forums were conducted in a participatory approach where all participants were allowed to give their recommendations and inputs in the document. The views collected during the public participation, consultations, and sensitization forums helped shape the document that was launched by His Excellency the President on 28th of March 2025. The Shirika Plan is a living document and can be reviewed on need basis. Number 2, Honorable Speaker, measures put in place to ensure Shirika Plan does not overstretch existing community resources, specifically with respect to infrastructure such as schools, health facilities, water supply, and sanitation, and strategies put in place to fund projects enhancing the socio-economic facilities of host communities. Honorable Speaker, refugees and asylum seekers have been within our communities since Kenya gained independence. The numbers increased significantly in the 1992 during the fall of Somali government. Kenya has since witnessed rising numbers, with the current population standing at 849,625, where 431,216 hosted in Dadaab, 305,421 in Kakuma, and 112,988 in urban areas, Nairobi, Mombasa, Nakuru, and Eldoret. Our refugee situation being protracted over 35 years calls for the need for sustainable solutions, as the current status depicts a picture of over-reliance on humanitarian aid, which is unsustainable. Now, existing infrastructure are also overstretched due to the high population, as well as challenges of duplication of services, parallel service delivery systems, and inequalities in certain areas of service delivery. Through Shirika, the government aims to address these challenges as highlighted in pillar number 2 of integrated service delivery. Now, Shirika Plan adopts a development-oriented approach and aims to expand existing infrastructure in refugee hosting areas, including in education, health, shelter and housing, water and sanitation, roads, energy, and electricity and social protection. Currently, Kakuba has 14 boreholes, 27 schools, 8 secondary schools, and 8 health facilities, one being level 4. Dadaab, on the other hand, has 29 boreholes, 24 primary schools, 6 secondary schools, 4 level 3 hospitals, and 8 health posts. Government is working with stakeholders such as the World Bank to expand these facilities and enhance services to refugees and host communities. Under the World Bank's window for host communities and refugees, the following programs are being implemented in the refugee camps. Kenya 1 is Kenya Primary Education Equity in Learning, Phase 2. That is $60 million. That is from 2022 to 2026. This aims to reduce regional disparities in learning outcomes, improve the retention of girls in upper primary education, and strengthen systems for delivering equitable education outcomes. Number 2, Kenya Secondary Education Equity and Quality Improvement Program, that is SIKIP, $50 million, aims at reducing regional disparities in access and learning outcomes in junior secondary schools by expanding access to quality education, improving teaching quality, and strengthening systems for equal access to education. Number 3, Kenya Urban Support Program, Phase 2, that is $50 million, and the time is from 2023 to 2028. This one aims to improve the delivery and resilience of urban infrastructure and services, enhance the private sector engagement in urban planning, and support the transition of refugee camps into integrated host community and refugee settlements. Number 4 is National Youth Opportunities Towards Advancement, NYOTA, at $20 million between 2023 and 2028. This one aims to increase employment, earnings, and promote savings for targeted youth. Number 5 is Building Resilient and Responsive Health Systems at $40 million budget, and it's between 2024 and 2029, and this one aims to improve the utilization and quality of primary health care services and strengthen institutional capacity for service delivery. Now, Kenya Water Sanitation and Hygiene Program, K-WASH, $50 million, 24 to 2030, aims to have better access to quality, affordable water and improve the sanitation of toilets and disposal of waste. Funding to implement Shirika Plan. Now, funding for implementation of Shirika Plan is expected to be from different sources, including the international community. The Shirika Plan seeks to leverage partnerships, including bilateral and multilateral partnerships and private-public partnerships to fund ambitions under the Shirika Plan for refugees and host communities. A robust financing strategy is under development to ensure predictable and sustainable funding. Question number 3 by the honorable member is steps being taken to strengthen security, promote peaceful coexistence, and empower host communities through implementation of the plan. Honorable Speaker, peace and security are at the core of any meaningful development. Cognizant of this, the government has deployed additional security officers to address security matters in refugee hosting areas due to the high population. Now, through peace and security committees, government is leveraging on community structures like Nyumba Kumi and faith-based organizations to promote peaceful coexistence. The Shirika Plan primarily seeks to ensure equitable sharing of resources to address potential conflicts that may arise between refugees and host communities, or indeed, different groups internally within both refugee and host communities. The systems building pillar of Shirika Plan places deliberate emphasis on community-based protection mechanisms, security screening, regional collaboration, and security and empowering community-based security approaches, alongside strengthening security agencies and structures to ensure peaceful coexistence between refugees and the host communities. Question number 3, Honorable Speaker, is clarification on terms used as integration of refugees and host communities and details on support mechanisms available to help refugees to become self-reliant, including how job opportunities are being structured to ensure equitable competition between host community members and refugees. Honorable Speaker, local integration is one of the 3 durable solutions outlined in the 1951 Convention relating to status of refugees, in which Kenya is a signatory to. The other 2 are voluntary repatriation and resettlement to third countries. The Refugee Act 2021 defines local integration as the gradual process through which refugees are incorporated into the society through a process that ensures that refugees attain broader rights, have improved standards of living, and positively contribute to the social life of the host community. Under the Shirika Plan, integration refers to social economic inclusion. That is inclusion into service delivery systems. Honorable Speaker, it should be clear that refugees will not enjoy civic and political rights, including the right to vote. Neither will they be granted Kenyan citizenship under the plan. Refugees who want to be Kenyan citizens will have to meet the requirements established in the Kenya Citizenship and Immigration Act of 2011. Now, the State Department will continue to conduct public awareness, sensitization, and information sharing to ensure that both refugees and host communities understand the terminologies and components of the plan. On jobs and livelihoods, the Shirika Plan seeks to develop human capital and skills and create enabling environment for self-reliance and access to livelihood opportunities for both host communities and refugees. Under Shirika, all socio-economic opportunities will be shared equally between host communities and the refugees. Shirika Plan will leverage on public-private partnerships to provide economic opportunities, including access to finance, market development, and strengthening rural and urban businesses. Currently, a number of initiatives are in place, such as the International Finance Corporation and the Equity Bank partnership of a Kenya shillings 2 billion risk-sharing facility that aims to enhance financial inclusion in and deserved regions, including for host communities and refugees. Honorable Speaker, I think the last question, question number 5. The measures put in place to transition the refugees under Shirika Plan, including the specific roles and contributions of key stakeholders, such as the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, to achieve the objective, the implementation is to be done in phases. The plan has laid out the process of transitioning to integrated settlements in which both refugees and members of host communities would benefit from inclusion in national services and from programs aimed at facilitating self-reliance, community-led economic development, and peaceful coexistence. The Shirika Plan will ensure that host communities are at the center of targeted programs and will address the disparities that have existed previously by ensuring equitable access to services. Shirika adopts a bottom-up approach where the needs of communities will be captured in a sector work plans. The implementation shall be in 3 phases. 1, transition phase, that is from 2025 to 2028. Number 2, stabilization phase, 2029 to 2032. And resilience phase, 2033 to 2036. In order to ensure a successful transition to refugees, a successful transition for refugees, a number of issues will need to be addressed. Key among them is harmonizing legal and policy frameworks, development of a government-led refugee management system, that is database, enhancing access to documentation and recognition of refugee IDs by service providers, expanding infrastructure to cater for both host communities and refugees, livelihood programs for both refugees and host communities. Roles and responsibilities of partners. Honorable Speaker, implementation of Shirika Plan adopts a whole of government and society approach, including national and county governments, UN agencies, donors, development partners, private sector, non-governmental organizations, community-based organizations, CBOs, refugee-led organizations, host communities, and refugees. Below are roles and responsibilities of various actors. Government of Kenya. The role of the government is protection of refugees under the 1951 Refugee Convention. Further, government will be responsible for data management, security coordination, coordinating all stakeholders, and executing its mandate as per Refugee Act of 2021. County governments. Their role is to ensure the inclusion of host communities and refugees in county integrated development plans and promote evolution of refugee-related services through the implementation of projects at the county level that support socio-economic integration of refugees and host communities. National and county governments, national and county assemblies provide oversight on the use of resources under Shirika Plan. UN agencies led by the UNHCR, their work is to support the government by offering technical expertise, funding, and international policy guidance in refugee protection, humanitarian and development assistance, and the transition towards sustainable development-oriented solutions. The role of development partners, Honorable Speaker, is provide financial resources, technical assistance, and strategic support to facilitate the implementation of the Shirika Plan. Non-governmental organizations, NGOs, is to implement select programs and services that support refugees and host communities, welfare and advocacy, and contribute to capacity building and community resilience. Private sector will catalyze economic growth by investing in local enterprises, creating employment opportunities, and supporting innovation and entrepreneurship among refugees and host communities. Honorable Speaker, cognizant of the importance of community engagement and participation in development and implementation of refugee programs, including those under Shirika, the government intends to continue sensitizing and engaging host communities and refugees throughout the implementation phase. As part of next steps, the State Department for Immigration and Citizen Services, through the technical committees, is developing a costed implementation matrix from which sectors at the camp municipal level will develop the annual sector work plans.
The response has taken quite a long time. Summarize, please, in the interest of time. If you can pick the salient issues that the member asked for, then so that we can conclude, we move to the next response.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In conclusion, the State Department will continue conducting sensitization forums on Shirika in the major refugee hosting counties. There shall be a wide consultative process with the leadership in refugee hosting counties, both at the national and county assemblies, to ensure successful implementation. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Is the response satisfactory?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And let me take the opportunity to thank the chair of the committee for the response. But however, Chair, these questions and these issues that I raised in my statement, I am not getting the answers that I was seeking for. I was seeking for concrete activities, concrete steps that the Kenya government is actually taking to bring on board Shirika Plan to the hosting communities. A lot of what you hear, Madam Speaker, given as answers here, are things we've been doing, we've been hearing, and we have engaged with the State Department, UNHCR, and those partners that are enumerated in this statement. And Chair, Madam Speaker, when we met in Mombasa with the Department of Refugee Services in 2023, we actually dissected the Shirika Plan with the 6 pillars and asked the department to redo that plan and bring it back so that we can take it to the host communities and explain to them, because we, as the representatives of the host community, have understood. That was never done, Madam Speaker. And that is the answer I'm getting here. The number of meetings that were undertaken by the department with the various stakeholders were cosmetic meetings. And the communities, Madam Speaker, I can tell you for a fact, go to any person in Kakuma, in Turkana West, even in Turkana County for that matter, and ask them whether they want Shirika Plan to take off, and they will tell you a definite no, we don't want Shirika plan. It is because they have not been sensitized effectively. What has been happening is just a question of ticking boxes in terms of public participation. You cannot introduce a plan like Shirika plan as largely refugee-driven as it is and say that the host communities will accept. So, Madam Speaker, I want to ask this way. We want real solutions to challenges of hosting refugees. The host communities don't feel well understood in terms of them hosting the refugees in this plan. So this discussion, Madam Speaker, needs to be redone.
Honorable Nanok,
Yes, Madam
I think
Speaker.
you have made your point that the response is not satisfactory.
But you know, then I need a concrete way forward for the question. Because if it is not as I thought I would get it, then I need that clarity here now from, guided by you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll send it back to the chair. Chair or the representative?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hear the Honorable Nanok, the member for Turkana West. As a committee, Honorable Chair, we also visited, we had an opportunity to visit Kakuma. We also visited Dadaab. And what the member is saying is really true. But going by the statement that I've just read, you have seen that I have indicated that from the State Department, they have had about 75 engagements, public engagements with the stakeholders. So what the Honorable Nanok is saying is that the engagements may not have been very adequate, and therefore there will be need for more public awareness, more public sensitization, more public engagements in Shirika plan. We have shared this with the State Department, and one challenge they have, Honorable Speaker, is that they are not adequately resourced in terms of the resources for them to be able to carry out many of these things that we are asking of them. So I would also be requesting from this House that the Department for Refugee Services be adequately resourced so that they can undertake more public engagements, public sensitization, public sensitization and information on this Shirika plan issue, and including bringing all the honorable members from the host communities on board to be able to move along together with them. Otherwise, from their part, they think they already have done adequate, which now in the view of the people representing, the members representing the people, is not adequate, that not many of the host community members have been properly sensitized. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, so clearly, from what the honorable member has said about the response to that statement and what you have said, you seem to agree that the salient issues were not responded to adequately. So you will be bringing further response to the issues that he has raised. You better go back to the statement and send it back to the ministry so that we can have it responded to. And I would like now to give us timelines on when you'll bring that response. Yes, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I think you've understood the member. This response is not addressing what he really wanted, that the host community, including the member of parliament from Turkana West, is saying that the public, the host communities, were not adequately sensitized or engaged in the Shirika plan. And I fear that even if we get back this to the State Department, they will still bring the same response that they have engaged in 75, they have had 75, because that's what is on their record. They even brought to us files of the meetings they have held, including the people who signed to participate in these meetings. So I think going forward, Honorable Speaker, my thinking would be that we will ask of them to engage more the communities in this issue of Shirika plan, and then probably give them a timeline and have the members on board.
I would like the involvement of the Honorable Nanok. Direct involvement of the Honorable Nanok. Otherwise, we'll lose the purpose of the House asking statements. And that is why I am asking that these specific issues that he raised in that statement be responded to, unless you are telling me that even the statement was not clear. And I would like to give a chance to you, Honorable Nanok, member for Turkana West. Make it 1 minute, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I think the guidance you are giving to the chair is what I expected. And that, Chair, let us engage. I think you coming and reading the statement, and you have actually alluded to it, it's just a statement from the department. You are not the expert, you are not the department. So I think we need to engage with the department, and I would rather that, Madam Speaker, that the committee, when it meets the department, is able to invite me so that I can engage, because I am the shoe wearer. I know where the shoe pinches.
I already have a decision. I think I have a good way forward on this, but before I do that, can I give the chair water? Do you have something to add on this, Honorable Kogogo?
Madam Speaker, I just wanted to maybe help my two colleagues if it is, if what I'm saying can be taken, is that, you know, the Honorable Chair Lochakapong just got a statement from the State Department. And the State Department, according to the Honorable Chair, is that they visited the place and they have even a register of people who attended that meeting. But again, 75 of them. But again, how did the State Department visit the constituency of Honorable Nanok without the Honorable Nanok himself? So I just wanted to say, Honorable Chair, that the Honorable Chair for Regional Development engages the State Department and also together with the Honorable Nanok, so that if there is a second engagement with the community with that Shirika plan, the Member of Parliament, Nanok, and the members of Parliament from the Turkana County, they be part of that delegation and they be part of that participation. That's my input, Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable members. I would like just to close this, because I see many of you come from areas where you have refugee camps. You would like to get involved. But for the purpose of progress, I direct that the committee holds a meeting, invites the cabinet secretary, the relevant cabinet secretary, PS, and all other stakeholders on this subject matter. And on that day, invite the Honorable Nanok so that you can have a one-to-one engagement. I believe that in this meeting, he will be engaged and he'll know, and the committee will know what other steps to take so that this Shirika plan is implemented properly in the community. That's the direction that I give. Next will be blue economy, water and irrigation. And the question was asked by the Honorable Charles Ngusia Nguna, is in the House. Please proceed, Chair.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the Honorable Charles Nguna Ngusia, on 17th of April 2025, requested for a statement regarding the circumstances surrounding the failure to execute the renewal of the contract of Daniel Mungai, who is the Director General of Kenya Fisheries Service, despite the fact that the approval of the board on July 12, 2024, and justification for an award of 6 months extension of tenure. And then number 2, the step is being taken to confirm that Daniel Mungai as a substantive Director General of Kenya Fisheries Service, so as to ensure operational continuity of the service, including the timelines. Madam Speaker, the answers I have here, which was submitted by the Cabinet Secretary, is not, I can say myself as the chair of the committee, I'm not even convinced that it is the CS, what's submitted to this House is a satisfactory answer. The question, Madam Chair, it was very easy. The Daniel Mungai was appointed as a Director General of Kenya Fisheries on 6th October 2020 for a term of 4 years. And after 4 years, Madam Speaker, last year, according to the Act, the Director General is supposed to apply for a renewal of a second term. And Madam Speaker, the Board of Management for KFS sat and agreed to extend the term of Mr. Mungai for a second term. And the minutes are there. Madam Speaker, the chairman of the board wrote to the cabinet secretary asking for concurrence or no objection to the board resolution. The cabinet secretary then, the Honorable Mvuria, wrote back to, and he wrote directly to Mr. Mungai that his term is not going to be extended. And remember, it is the board who wrote a letter to the cabinet secretary conveying the resolutions of the board. But the cabinet secretary chose not to write to the chair of the board, but he wrote directly to Mr. Mungai, declining the extension. And in between, Honorable Chair, His Excellency, Madam Speaker, His Excellency the President, when there was a cabinet, when he dissolved his cabinet, at that time, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, His Excellency Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, took over as the acting Cabinet Secretary for all the institutions, including the State Department of Blue Economy, or the Ministry of Blue Economy and Mining. And Madam Speaker, at that time, the board again wrote a letter to Prime Cabinet Secretary, giving them the resolutions of the board. The Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, after looking at the board resolution, Madam Speaker, approved Mr. Mungai to serve for another second term of 4 years. But Madam Speaker, after 2 weeks after that. Yes.
The Honorable Charles Ngusianguna has asked for a statement, of course, now to the Cabinet Secretary.
Yes.
And you are responding to this statement.
Yes.
And as far as you are concerned, your first statement is that even you, as the chair, you are not convinced.
Yes.
That's how you started.
Yes.
And now you are going ahead to explain what happened.
No, I'm just giving you an overview. I'm finishing, Madam Speaker. I'm just finishing.
You are giving us as it is from the Cabinet Secretary.
Yes. So, okay. But when she submitted this,
it's just confusing that you started by saying that even you are not convinced.
Yes, and I invited the honorable member. And the Cabinet Secretary, when the Prime Cabinet Secretary approved Mr. Mungai for a second term, Madam Speaker, 2 weeks thereafter, His Excellency the President constituted again the Cabinet, and the Honorable Hassan Joho was appointed the Cabinet Secretary, Blue Economy and Maritime. What the Cabinet Secretary did, he came again, and instead, now giving Mr. Mungai his letter of appointment, he gave him an extension of 6 months against what the Prime Cabinet Secretary had given. So now, Madam Speaker, this report, when the Honorable Asanjo brought before us, we didn't accept. So we decided to call again the State Corporation. The State Corporation, Madam Speaker, appeared before us this morning. And they say that the board followed the procedure of reappointing the Director General. What we are remaining, Madam Speaker, is the Office of Attorney General to give us an independent legal opinion on the same. And then, lastly, to have also the Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary to appear before us, Madam Speaker. So the two offices, we are waiting for them, probably next week, Madam Speaker, on Tuesday. And then, once we have that, Madam Speaker, we will now bring a comprehensive report and comprehensive answer to the Honorable Charles Nguna. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. The Honorable Charles Ngusianguna? Is the answer satisfactory? Are you comfortable with the process that the chair is taking?
Thank you, Chair. I would like to appreciate the chair of the Blue Economy and the committee members for actually helping us in this matter. I appeared before the committee. The answer which was given by the current Cabinet Secretary was not sufficient. So we decided to involve more stakeholders, and Chair, we are still waiting for the conclusion of this matter. So you can see from us, we need responses from the Attorney General and also the other departmental, the other people. So, Chair, at this moment, the answer is not satisfactory. Let us wait until we come to a conclusion of this matter. It is way far below the expectations of the answers we have gotten, Chair. So, Chair, let us, I would like to seek your guidance on this matter so that it can be expeditiously dealt with accordingly. Justice for the current CEO must be served fully, Chair. So the answer is not satisfactory. Thank you.
What you are saying is that you're happy with the progress.
I am happy with the progress, Madam Speaker, and still I need you to guide the House and to guide the Chair and the committee that this matter has taken too long. It needs to come to a conclusion so that justice for the current CEO can be served equally. Thank you.
Before we conclude, I would like to hear, I've had point of order. I had a female member. It was not you. But I'll come to you, but I would like to give a point of order. It is Suleka Harun, nominated member.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wanted to correct the honorable member that you are not the chair, but the substantial speaker. Thank you.
Ngona, when I sit on this seat, speaker, not chair. So you are quite in order to correct the Honorable Charles Ngusianguna. What is out of order, the honorable member for Kaiti?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, if you look even the face of Honorable Nguna, he looked...
what is out of order?
What is out of order is that, Mr. Speaker, we need, once we ask a statement or question to these PSS and CSS, we don't need to take centuries. Before we get the answers. We need to be getting answers within, if we say 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And we need to get a good report. Because if I listen to my friend Chair, he's struggling to give the feedback. He is also in darkness. We need to get clear information and clear reports so that we can be satisfied, because we are serving Kenyans and they need to get a clear report. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Well, honorable members, in terms of being prompt in responding to questions, it has taken too long. So, first week after recess, the fact that it is the Honorable Charles Nguna who asked the question, and the matter was brought to this House, now the House owns it. So other members will be interested in knowing how it is concluded. So, Honorable Chair, for
I agree.
water and irrigation, first week, is that okay?
Yes, most obliged, Madam Speaker, but I want to inform my friend for Kaite that I'm not struggling giving these answers. I read the answers, and even if an answer or a response is coming from a cabinet secretary, even me as a chair of committee, I must be satisfied actually that what he's giving or what I'm reading in this house is a convincing answer. And I started saying that this answer given here, I am not even convinced. That's why I'm just tabling this interim progress report from the CS, and I said, Madam Speaker, I'm going to conclude by next Tuesday, having the Attorney General office and also the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary before now giving the substantive report to this House. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Chair. Actually, I would like to congratulate you for reading the response in advance. Because if it doesn't convince you, then clearly it will not convince the person who asked. So I think that was very well. Honorable members, the other two statements had already been stood down by the Speaker. We go to Honorable Deko. Honorable Deko, please proceed with your statement.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations regarding the non-implementation of a court judgment in the compensation case of the late Mr. Abdullahi Deis Barre. Honorable Speaker, Mr. Abdullahi Barre Deis, a Kenyan citizen, was fatally shot by Kenya Defense Forces officers in Garissa Township on the 19th November of 2012, succumbing to his injuries 2 days later. Despite judgments by both the Magistrate Court and the High Court finding the Kenya Defense Forces liable and awarding compensation to the family, the state has failed to honor these court-ordered obligations.
Order. Sorry, I disturb you because I've seen a point of order from the Honorable Francis Sigay, member for Sotik. What is out of order, Honorable Member for Sotik?
Chair, I wanted to raise an issue on my statement, which I had sought sometimes back in February.
Okay, I'll give you a chance after. Let him finish first.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Once again, November 2012, succumbing to his